Hey there, what's going on? It's Mr. Jim. We're going to play some rhythms on the drum set. Some ones that we have done before, some that we haven't, just to give you sort of a fun little video here, something different than usual. We're going to use the hi-hat right here, which is this, the bass drum, snare drum, the tom, a floor tom, and then out of the screen, which you can't really see, is the ride cymbal. This is the best angle we have for the camera, so you can hear it over there though. Alright, so we're going to do some rhythms that involve us sort of playing a 1-2-1 beat. And so with that, it's going to sound something like this. So it's going to be, hey Mickey, sit down, you're so beautiful, mama, hey Mickey, hey Mickey, hey Mickey, you're so fine, you're so beautiful, mama, hey Mickey. And they keep doing that, right? To this song, and we're just kind of doing different rhythms back and forth. And there's more to that song, obviously, right? But just some cool rhythms of pa pa. But the same rhythm could be used, you doing that thing you do, breaking my heart into a million pieces. So they do the same thing with that song. It's like, and you doing that thing you do, breaking my heart into a million pieces. And they kind of go through that just using the ride cymbal really instead of the hi-hat. So it's the same concept. Really neat. I like those rhythms a lot. They're fun. And so we're going to add some more rhythms to just follow along with. Try your best. Get drumsticks, right? If you don't have them, you can take sticks out from the backyard and break them, right, from tree branches. We got brushes too. This makes the sound not so loud. More of like a jazz sort of feel. And then we also have this other one, which is kind of neat, where it's like a bunch of small little sticks sort of tied together, taped together. Different things that you could use to play rhythm, which is fun. So we're going to use the brushes on this next one and sort of play like a sort of a rhythmic tune that is almost like a horse trot, like. But it's not going to be that. It's going to be a little bit of like a blues, rock, horse trot sort of thing. So it's going to be like. on in that one, right? But it's neat. So I only use snare and the snare drum and the bass drum. That's it for that one, right? So you can make really cool rhythms and fill up a nice rhythmic section without using all of the drum, all the pieces of the drum set, right? Like you have the sound, the floor tom, the ride cymbal, the snare drum and the bass, and any other sort of adaptation and addition that you have to that. Though you can use all those other ones. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just you can produce a full sound by how you play the instrument, right? So now we're going to do some rim shots. So that's kind of laying the drumstick flat across the snare drum. So instead of it sounding like this, it's going to sound like this, right? So it's a little bit less abrasive. I'm playing the top of it instead of here. It's kind of nice. So we're going to do kind of a dance beat with this. Pretty cool, right? And just some different sort of dance beat. And using just that sound. It sounds pretty neat when you think about it. It's a lot softer than, that's really loud. Not as loud. It's almost like somebody's going on the door a little bit. All right. So now we're going to just do one where we just play the bass and the toms. So really just the tom-toms up here. And maybe the floor tom. We're not going to play the ride cymbal or the hi-hat. So we're going to leave those out, and we're going to leave the snare out. So it's just going to be fun. It might sound a little bit like George of the Jungle, but it's kind of fun. So if you don't have a drum set to play this, you can use bongos maybe, and use light sticks, or you could even use your fingers, right? You're in your hands to play the bongo. It sort of simulates a little bit of what a tom on a drum set would sound like. It's not exactly the same, but it kind of simulates that. All right. Let's see if we can get a cool rhythm going. Wow, we're playing so hard that the screen we have that's capturing this moved, and that's not even anywhere near where the drum set is. Unbelievable. It just goes to show you that the vibrations in here are pretty cool. So that might have been a little interesting, right? But you could play like a... How about we try this? We try a little bit of... What does that sound like? Give me a break, break off that cap bar. Give me a break, break off that cap bar. That's kind of silly. Or right? It's kind of silly. Just using the toms. That's shaving a haircut 2 bits. Could be used as a warm-up. All right, nice. Let's get back to using the brushes. Again, this is just a different kind of section we thought would be kind of fun for you on the drums. A little bit of education behind it, just having a little bit of fun playing rhythms. All right, so this one is going to be more of a jazz feel, so it's going to be like... That's kind of fun. Ba-ta-ba-ta-pa-pa-ta. It's kind of a neat little way to end it. Kind of fun when you think of it like that. All right, sweet. So we're going to do one last one here. We're going to take the drumsticks out. We're just going to play it hard, sort of a straight rock beat. You can almost think of Back in Black for this one, where it's going to be like... da-da-da. Right, and we're going to have some fun. Pretty fun, right? When you think about it, just having fun with that, you never know what you're going to get here when you come to the page. Always wanted to give you something fun, something a little different. Today was the drums, just having a little fun with it, playing some cool rhythms, playing a dance beat, playing like a rock beat with it, playing a jazz sort of jam before, using just the snare drum and the bass, using brushes, right? Playing just the toms, playing rim shots, right? Using the hi-hat in fun ways, using the ride cymbal. There's many different ways to use the drum set, and it doesn't always have to be the full set all at the same time. Depends on the song, right? That's another beautiful thing to think about with music. It all depends on what the song calls for. So you're just trying to do what's best for the song if you are paying attention to it. And that's really the best way you can be, is for you to really listen to what the song is calling for and really doing that and only that, right? Sometimes there are musicians that I know who are super talented and super technical and can solo to the cows come home on guitar, but they play a really tasteful guitar part. And that's awesome because they're doing what's best for the song. Yeah, could they go in a 3-minute solo? Sure. But there's a time and place for that, and it's not in every song, right? So that's just something else to show you as well here. Just a little bit of a lesson, and that can be applied to anything in life, right? Just because you know how to speak French doesn't mean you speak French to everybody. Maybe you only speak French when it's warranted, when you're over in France, or maybe when you're up in Canada, or any other countries that speak French, possibly some northern African countries, right? Or maybe Haiti, where there's a little bit of French and Creole sort of mixed. So it's just an example, right? You don't use it all the time, you just use it in specific scenarios. It applies to the same thing with music. So good stuff, I appreciate it. Double thumbs up, double peace, double love, double rock and roll, double A-OK, and double cowabunga. And we'll see you soon for who knows what. Got to keep tuning in to see what we're going to do next.